Hello everyone and welcome back to our lesson about fractions. I hope that you all learned something valuable from my last video, Introduction to Fractions. Now let's start page 777 in our book.
Now we are going to complete page 777 in our My Math Volume 2. This is Lesson 7, Halves, Thirds and Fourths. Don't forget to take your pencil and write the date at the top of the page before you start. Now, for this page, you are going to need this bag of foam shapes from your math pack. If you don't have it, don't worry, keep watching the video and I will show you something else that you can do if you don't have the shapes. So, what we should do is use the square, triangle and trapezoid pattern blocks to cover each shape. Trace the blocks to show the shapes you used. Write how many blocks you used to cover each shape. The first shape is a rectangle. Now, you need to look in your bag of foam shapes and decide which shape can fit inside this rectangle. I think that a square will fit best inside the rectangle. So I will put the first square. 1, 2, 3. I can fit 3 squares inside this rectangle. Now, notice that these squares are equal. They're all the same. So, this rectangle, I can have 3 equal parts inside it. So, I'm going to take the second and third squares off and I will trace the first square. If you don't have the squares, try your best to draw a line down here. Now I will put the square again and I will trace the second squares. Again, if you don't have the shape, you can just draw the 2 lines. Try your best to make them equal. And you will see that I split this rectangle into 1, 2, 3 equal squares. So I will write 3 on the line. The next shape I need to do is this big square. Again, I think this small orange square will be the best shape to try and fit inside. 1, 2, 3, and it will fit 1 more. Now you can see that the big square fit 4 small squares inside. Each square is exactly the same, 4 equal parts. Now, to make it easy, I will draw a line down the middle. This is vertically, straight down the middle. And then I will put this square back and I will draw a line horizontally across the middle. Okay, now you can see that I split my big square into 4 equal parts. So I will write 4 on the line. If you don't have these shapes, you can just draw 1 vertical line down the middle and 1 horizontal line across the middle. Try your best. The next shape we need to do is the triangle. So for the triangle, I think the best shape to use will be the small green triangle. Let's try and put them inside. Here is 1, 2, 3, and I can fit 1 more in the middle. 4. So this triangle takes 1, 2, 3, 4 smaller triangles inside. This one is a little bit more tricky, but we will try our best to trace the shapes. We have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, And the last one, it's already finished for us. So we split our triangle into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal smaller parts. And the last shape we need to do is the hexagon. How do I know this is a hexagon? Because it has 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think the best shape to go inside this hexagon would be the trapezoid. So I can fit one trapezoid here, and I think it will only fit one more. Okay, so how many trapezoids did I fit inside my hexagon? That's right, 2. So I will draw a line down the middle. I split my hexagon into 2 equal pieces. So we can say that we split the rectangle into thirds. We split the square into fourths or quarters because there's 4 equal parts. We also split the triangle into fourths or quarters. There is 4 equal parts. And we split the hexagon in half. So we have 2 halves. 3 thirds, 4 fourths, 4 fourths, 2 halves. Now you can turn the page and we are going to complete page 778. You should also write the date at the top of the page. Let's read together. Guided practice. You can partition or separate shapes into equal parts. 2 equal parts or 2 halves. Each part is half of the whole. So you can see here in the picture, we have a circle, split, separated, partitioned. These words all mean the same thing. Split into 2 equal parts. And the square is also split into 2 equal parts. We call the equal parts halves. Each part is 1/2 with F of the whole. 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. 3 equal parts or 3 thirds. Each part is 1/3 of the whole. The whole circle is split into 1, 2, 3 thirds. They are all the same. The square is also split into 3 thirds. 1, 2, 3. Now we have fourths. 4 equal parts or 4 fourths. Each part is 1/4 of the whole. Remember, you may also hear this fraction called a quarter, okay? Fourths and quarter, it means the same thing. It all means a whole split into 4 pieces. Quarters and fourths. So here's the circle split into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the square, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each part is called 1/4 or 1/4. Now, if you look at these fractions, can you see which fraction is the biggest? Is 1/2 bigger, 1/3, or 1/4? Exactly. 1/2 is the biggest fraction we have here. If you have half of something, you have more than if you have 1/3. And if you have 1/3 of something, you have more of it than if you have 1/4. So, as the number on the bottom gets bigger, the fraction gets smaller. So 1/2 is bigger than 1/3, and 1/3 is bigger than 1/4. Now, let's start numbers 1 to 5. Describe the equal parts. Write 2 halves, 3 thirds, or 4 fourths. Now, I will help you do numbers 1 and 2, and then you should try and do until number 6 by yourself. Let's start with number 1. I look at my shape. My shape is divided into how many pieces? You can count them. 1, 2. A shape divided into 2 pieces is 2 halves. 2 equal pieces is 2 halves. Number 2. Let me count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. This circle is split into 4 equal pieces. So this is 4/4. If you need help with your spelling, you have the words written up here. 4/4. Now you can continue to count the different parts and write the answers on the line. You can pause the video until you finish number 6, then I will explain the talk math. Talk math. Explain how you can divide a pie so that 4 people each get an equal part. Okay, so think about it. You have one whole pie and you want to give 4 people an equal share of that pie. Can you think of a fraction that you could split the pie into? Should it be halves, thirds, or fourths? You can write your answer at the bottom of the page. Okay everyone, let's start with page 779. It is the last page for today. Describe the equal parts. Write 2 halves, 3/3, or 4/4. So it's the same activity as we were doing on page 778. You count how many pieces are inside, how many parts are inside the whole, and you write the answer on the line. So I will help you with number 7. We have 1, 2, 3 parts inside this whole rectangle. So that is 3/3. 3/3. I'm writing nicely and neatly and I'm writing on the line. Now, you can complete number 8 alone. Number 9 until number 12, we must draw lines to partition each shape. So this is asking us to draw lines to split each shape into the number of equal parts it says under it. In number 9, we must split this square, partition this square into 4 equal parts. It would be very neat if you have a ruler to do this. I don't have one at the moment, so I will just use my pencil. If I want to make this into 4 equal parts, I should go once vertically down the middle and once horizontally across the middle. Now there are 4 equal parts. In number 10, I need to make this whole circle into 2 equal parts. So I need to partition it in half. That one is very easy. I can draw a line straight down the middle vertically or straight across the middle horizontally. It's the same. This one is horizontal, so I will do this one vertically, straight down. Straight down the middle, it's 2 equal parts. In number 11, you need to partition the rectangle into 3 equal parts, into thirds. And in number 12, you need to partition the square into 2 equal parts, in half. From numbers 13 until 16, we should partition the shape in a different way. Show the same number of equal parts. So, you need to find another way to split the shape into the same number of equal parts. In number 13, we have a rectangle. This rectangle is split in half across the middle. So, how can I partition it in half a different way? That's right, I can draw the line vertically down the middle. So I will take my pencil, I will guess where is the middle, and I will draw my line vertically down the middle. Now we have 2, 1/2, 1/2, and here 1/2, 1/2. It is the same. So you need to do that for these other shapes, okay? You might have to think about these ones a little bit. This one is easy. These ones, they will require you to think a little bit more. I will give you a very small clue. If you draw your line like this, from one corner to the next corner, diagonally, that's what we call this line, it's diagonal. You can also split the shape into 4/4.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. See you next time. Bye.